Explained. Why the collapse of the Arecibo telescope is a loss for astronomy, The Indian Express. How to watch the Geminids meteor shower this month, Digital Trends. More Superstore and TNT supermarket workers test positive for COVID-19 in Metro Vancouver. Vancouver is awesome. Pandemic or not, passengers face up to $12,000 fine for staying in vehicles on BC ferries. CTV News Vancouver. Uncertainty about the future a big financial worry for many British Columbians. CBC.ca. NASA. Mystery object is 54-year-old rocket, not asteroid. Welland Tribune.ca. Burnaby TNT store hit by fresh COVID-19 case. Burnaby Now. Premier advising British Columbians stay home for holidays. News 1130. BC Rent Bank partners with CMHA Kelowna to bring a rent bank to residents of the Central Okanagan next year. Kelowna News. Castanet.net. Ontario doctors comment on public rallies and protests against lockdowns. Thoroldnews.com